What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today, we're going to be focusing in on the Buffalo Sabres change in their organization. Both the head coach being fired, Ron Ralston, and bringing in Ted Nolan, former Buffalo Sabres coach that brought him to a Stanley Cup final. Actually, I believe the only Stanley Cup final in franchise history. He's coming in as an interim coach, and then Pat LaFontaine, one of the greatest Sabres of all time, in my opinion, at least in the last, since the French Connection line. I can think I was a French Depression. French Connection's a great movie. Gene Hackman, y'all should check it out. Oldie but a classic. But back to hockey. I like them. I was for Ralston getting the job because I think he does a good job with young players. I think he was with the U.S. development team for a while. Was in the AHL for Rochester for a while as well. But I'm for letting them go as well. It just wasn't going to work out. This is going to be the worst team in the league, regardless of who's coaching them. They're that bad. So, it's good to bring Ted Nolan back. I don't think he should have been fired in the first place. He's a good coach, and, like I said, it's trying to make amends for past mistakes. They owe him one. So, it's good to see him back behind the bench. I don't know what took him so long. He's been out of a job for 5 or 6 years since the Islanders let him go. And, in fairness to him, the Islanders have been an unstable franchise, and he led them to one of their 2 playoff appearances since the lockout. So there's that. But, going a step further, they needed wholesale overhaul in the organization. Vanek getting traded. Speaking of Pat LaFontaine, the New York Islanders, that was part of it. I think Ryan Miller will obviously be the next block to fall. And like I said, with Quick going down last night, Los Angeles is a possibility, depending upon how long Quick's out. It's kind of ironic they fire Ralston right after beating a pretty good team in Los Angeles, and they fired him after the game last night. So it's even more ironic because Ted Nolan, son Jordan, plays for the Kings. So that's another thing that is kind of cool to keep in mind. But going forward, like I said, Buffalo needs and is in the middle of a complete overhaul. They have 4 teenagers in the lineup. I think at least in 2 of their cases, Zadorov and Grigorenko, they need minor league seasoning. And unfortunately, they can only go play juniors, which is just how fucked up the system is, for lack of a better word. Those kids need AHL season. Zadorov doesn't need to play against kids. He needs to play against men. He is a big man. He needs to learn how to use his frame better. Same thing with Grigorenko, but it's just the way juniors has too much say in how the NHL operates. So, if I was commissioning the NHL, that rule would be out of the way. Junior age players can play in the AHL. I don't know why that's a big deal, and that I'm not going to say it's adversely affecting Buffalo's long-term sustainability, but it could definitely impact their development. That's for sure. And then they'll have probably an #1 pick this year, and probably Sam Reinhart will be a Buffalo Sabre on June 28th. Anyway, that's on this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Full Sail Overhaul in the Buffalo Sabres organization. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.